welcome or welcome back. I am Bekah Jo, aka the Makeup Tax Lady, and today we are getting into another makeup diary series. I'll have the previous makeup diary video that I've done linked down below, and like I said previously, I'm hoping to make this a more regular segment on my channel. So here we go. Here is the makeup face for day one. I do not know how quickly I'll get each day for this video up, or even how many at this point I'm going to put into one video, but I know that today's look is day one. So let's get into what's on my face. So today is day one. Today is Sunday. So this is the look that I threw on for church this morning, and who knows, I may wash it off and get a little more creative with my makeup later today. But here's where we're at for day one. I recently picked up this No. 7 Hydro Luminous. They call it an Aqua Release Skin Perfector, and it's a tinted moisturizer. Specifically has light coverage. I recently decided I wanted to dig into some light sheer coverage products, and so this is one of the products that I picked up to go down that direction, and I have absolutely been loving this product. This is not my first time with No. 7. I picked up this brand at my local Walgreens. I think I've ordered from the No. 7 website before too. I have tried a few of their base products. One of their base products, it comes in a little squeezy dropper. I'll put a picture of it here on the screen, but I very much like that product. My skin reacts very well to that product. I've also had hit and miss experiences with their coverage products. I've tried a few other foundations that have been kind of meh for my skin. But I really liked that one, and their concealer, I really liked that one. So I picked up this product to try out. This is the shade Light. So I generally have normal skin. It's really not excessively dry or excessively oily. It's pretty darn normal. And, but now in the winter time, I've been wanting just a little bit more moisture, a little bit more glow to my face. So picking this up as, first of all, it's a light coverage or a sheer coverage product, but it also has a lot of moisture. This is so comfortable on the skin. It provides just a sheer amount of coverage on the skin, sheer to light, that it really just helps even skin tone and provides, like I said, moisture. And I am so happy that I picked this up. I actually picked up a second product, but I haven't even gone to that one yet because I've just been enjoying this one so much. I also picked up in the same line the No. 7 Hydro Luminous. They call it a dark circle concealer, but I've been using it under my eyes and on other acne spots on my face. And this has more coverage than I expected it to. Now, is it specifically dark circle canceling? I don't know about that, but this also is so comfortable on the skin. And like I said, I use it under eyes, but I also use it to spot conceal, and I've very much been enjoying this. So I picked these two up at the same time as another sheer base product and another concealer, and like I said, haven't even tried those yet. I've really just been enjoying these. If you are not new around here, you know that I tend to have sensitive skin, and these do not irritate my skin at all. I don't think any of the No. 7 products I've tried have irritated my skin, except maybe a mask that I tried one time, and I think it was just a little too intense for my skin. So if I didn't say it already, I have the tinted moisturizer in the shade Light and the concealer in shade No. 2, and both of these are a great skin tone match for me. I will say the coverage does wear away throughout the day, especially with the tinted moisturizer, but that's kind of what you expect with a more sheer or light coverage product. But I will say, even if it disappears, it fades away very naturally. So I will continue to use these products and enjoy them. I do set them with my Sydney Grace Cloud 9 powder in Fair. I believe they just have this in a translucent version now, but this is my absolute favorite setting powder, and I don't even care about any others that are out there. No. 7 does have a powder, comes in a compact. It's been compared to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder, whatever the name of that product is. And I do have the powder. It's old now, so I probably should toss it. And I liked it when I used it. I did like it. I've never tried the Charlotte Tilbury, so I can't compare myself. But this, I will continue, as long as they sell this Cloud 9 powder, I will continue to use this and be loyal to the Sydney Grace face powder. I do have here the only Charlotte Tilbury product that I've ever owned, and this is her contour wand in fair medium. I just added ever so slight bit amount of this to the cheeks for a little bit of contour bronze. I usually bring my bronzer up kind of over my forehead and sometimes under my chin. I did not do that today, just a slight little bit right here. And rather than blending it in, which is my normal practice, I focused on tapping it in. I have very mixed feelings on this product. I do feel like sometimes it takes away product, and maybe that's because I'm buffing, because it's just a more preferred motion for me as opposed to tapping something in. But anyway, today when I wore it, I focused on tapping it in with the brush, and I don't feel like it moved product around. I do think it looked very nice. So that could be user error as to my preferences on this product. Also on my cheeks, I'm wearing my Sydney Grace cream blush in Rosebud. This is such a gorgeous color. This was the first of their cream blushes that I got, and it was in one of their monthly bundles last summer before they released the full line that they have available now. And when I got it, I was like, well, that's nice, but that's not really a color that I wear. I have, surprisingly, for the first time in my life, been into less bright colored blushes and more nude colored blushes. And I think this is an excellent nude colored blush. Hopefully it's coming across that way on screen. It's slightly peachy, slightly pinky, but overall just a very nice, flush, subtle, if you will, neutral tone blush. And the formula, if you haven't tried the Sydney Grace cream formula, it's beautiful. It's absolutely perfect. It's my favorite. It's my favorite of all of the cream blushes that I've tried. I wouldn't say that it has crazy long staying power. If I need it to last more than 8 hours, I'll set it with a powder blush, but it's so gorgeous on the skin. And lately, I mean, this doesn't last more than 8 hours either. It's better if I set it. Both products last better if I set them, but I've been sacrificing that. I've been sacrificing the longevity of my makeup for a more natural finish lately. That's just what I've been preferring. And so these are some of the products that have been working great for that. Moving on to my brows. I used this Oma Beauty 1 and Done 2-in-1 brow styler. I picked this up at Walmart, and it was like on clearance when I picked it up. The pencil is entirely dried out, so I don't really use that. I think this was like $2 or $3 when I got it. This though is what I've been using. This is the brow gel, and this shade, this is just shade 01, is perfect for my brows. So I've just been running this mostly through, you know, kind of the front of the brows and then the tail of the brows, and then brushing it out, making sure everything looks even. And I've really been enjoying that for a quick brow. Then I used my Sephora eye primer. This thing won't die. I've used it for quite some time now. Before long, it'll be time to just replace it. But in the meantime, this is my eye primer, and I probably won't mention it throughout the rest of this video because it's not exciting. On my eyes today, I'm wearing my Glaminatrix U Beauty palette. Ain't she purty? So to go with my sweater, I'm wearing Struth Through the Crease. I blended Stitch Up and She'll Be Right and put those in kind of the outer corner, totally blew it out. I've got Whoop Whoop over the majority of my lid and just a splash of Flaming Gala on my inner corner. And that's where we got this beautiful, soft, but dimensional eye look for today. Sorry about my cat. I did also use a little bit of Stitch Up and a pencil brush and kind of smudge that into my upper lash line. Newer to my collection, I have this Sochi mascara. This I ordered off of Credo. Sochi is new to the Credo website, and I've been finding myself very disappointed in the last couple of mascaras that I've been wearing. One of them being the Rare Beauty mascara that was my holy grail not 6 months ago. So that said, I am loving this mascara so much more than the Rare Beauty right now. I don't know if my preferences have just changed or what, but I'm liking a longer lash. I like very black mascara, and I think maybe previously I liked more volume than length, and that's why the Rare Beauty fit really well. But now I'm liking length more than volume. So anyway, I feel like my lashes look pretty nice. I think this lasts well throughout the day. It does smudge a little bit, but I haven't had any issues with flaking. It's a very comfortable formula. I don't have issues washing it off. Not that I usually complain about that, but this packaging is really pretty and it's meant to be like replaceable. So like you twist this off and then you just buy the replacement tube for the mascara. So I think that's cool. And if I continue to pick this up, you know, I already have the main component, so I can just buy the replacements going forward. So having fun with that mascara. And last but not least on my lips is my Sydney Grace lip cream in the shade Charissa. This is such a perfect nude, slightly pink, not too warm, not too cool lip. I love it. You've seen me wear it before. Definitely a favorite. So here is day 1. Thanks so much for joining me for this journey, and let's get on into day 2. Hi there, welcome back to day 2. First of all, disclaimer, if you can hear my cats running around playing, screaming, scratching, whatever in the background, forgive me. Okay, so here is the end of my day. I've had this on for 10 going on 11 hours at this point. Everything's held up pretty well. I've got a lot of base missing from my nose, and then of course my spot here on my chin missing some coverage, but that's okay. It's the end of the day. I touch my face, so I'm not surprised at all, especially when I have acne, and makeup tends to come off my nose. I blow my nose throughout the day, so just kind of the nature of the beast. But let me walk you through what I wore on my face today. So I combined my number 7 tinted moisturizer and my Clinique Even Better foundation, paired the two of these up for my base. I use my number 7 concealer as well, my Sydney Grace setting powder. For bronzer, I'm using my Sydney Grace powder bronzer. This is in the shade Butter Cookie. This is my absolute favorite bronzer at the moment, powder bronzer. I have a couple of their cream bronzers too, and that's honestly what I've been wearing most often is the cream bronzer, but today I opted for the powder bronzer. On my cheeks, I'm wearing my Lorac blush. This is the shade Aura. This is such a beautiful, perfect pink neutral tone for the cheeks. Very much one of my favorite blushes. I'm also wearing Sydney Grace cream highlighter. This is the shade Paradise on Ice. I think this came with the Christmas stocked stuffing bundle. For mascara, I'm also wearing my Sochi mascara. And on my eyes today, I'm wearing my Glaminatrix Sugar and Spice palette. I mixed Sticky Date and Brulee through the crease. I used Sticky Date on the outer corner. I used Brownie to kind of smudge along the lash line. I used Meringue, which is this light cream shade here on the inner corner, and then Basil is that beautiful shimmery blue all over my lid. I feel like I have such mixed feelings and mixed experiences with this palette. So I tend to go very light-handed when I use the mattes in this palette, and I often reach for the shimmers, Nutmeg and Basil when I'm using this palette. And I very much love the bright and fresh look that I got today. I think it's a nice, simple look that still has a lot of impact. That shade Basil is so incredibly pretty. Let's just do a little swatch. It's kind of got that translucent base, but look at that strong flip. It reminds me a lot of one of my JD Glow shimmers, and they're very similar, but I really like them both. Not mad to have it in this formula as well. For lips today, I just wore a gloss and I did not refresh before jumping on camera. So here we are. This was my look today. I ran to TJ Maxx the other day and picked up a couple things there to try, including a couple of skincare items and hair items. So hopefully you'll be able to see the clip that I have in my hair today came from a set. They're just a pretty simple metal clip, but I've got the silver one in, and then same size, I have a gold clip. They have a nice strong spring on them. And then they also came with 2 little clips, and a silver and a gold. Been wearing them for the last couple days and I really like them. They're like a minimalist chic. I didn't think I needed any hair clips, and I certainly didn't need any, but I'm enjoying these and I'm glad I picked them up. They hold my hair really well so far. I also picked up a couple skincare items. One of those, and I've only tried it the once so far, but this is COSRX AHA BHA clarifying treatment toner. So they suggest you put this on with like a cotton pad. So I sprayed the cotton pad and then put it all over my face. Because it's the AHA and BHA, I figured it might be a little bit more intense for my skin. So I tried it one day and then didn't try it the second day yet. But I haven't had any irritations from it. So looking forward to continuing using this. I also picked up this Black Snail Repair Toner. I did use this last night, and again, I haven't had any irritation or issues. It felt very, very nice on the skin. Very luxurious and very gentle. So I'll keep using that one and keep you posted. So I'm happy I picked that up as well. And I haven't tried this one yet, but I'm planning to try it tonight. This is the same brand, the Black Snail. This is their Repair Cream. And this is also, it looks very luxurious, and I'm expecting it to feel very luxurious. It comes in a little tub. So yeah, I like finding good deals on good skincare at TJ Maxx. I think sometimes they can have some very sketchy or questionable skincare there as well, but I have gotten pretty comfortable knowing what I like and what I am looking for when I look for skincare products. That's not to say that I don't ever get anything that I don't like, but just in general, I know what type of things I'm looking for. And if there's something that I don't like, it's usually spending less money to try it out anyway. So if I don't like it, I'm not out as much. I'm also not very consistent at doing anything for my eyelashes or for my eyebrows. So I picked up this Castor Lash and Brow Serum. I don't know why I pronounced that so funny, by the brand CL. And this is a nice thick, oh yeah, a nice thick oil, I believe. Yeah, mostly oils in there. With some vitamin E oil too. So I've been just running this through my brows, running it across my lashes, and then using a clean spoolie to brush the product through both of those. So 2 days in, haven't noticed anything, but I will keep trying it out and having fun with that. Clearly, I went on a buying spree recently, but I also just picked up a new hair dryer. I don't think I've gotten a new one. I picked up one of those hair dryer brushes a while back. I think the Revlon brand, so not anything too expensive or exciting. But besides that, the hairdryer that I have, I've probably had since high school. And it's heavy and it's bulky and it's noisy, and I don't use it very often. So because I don't use it very often, it was hard to think about wanting to get a new hairdryer. But at the same time, if I'm not using it, then if I had one that was better quality that I liked to use more, maybe I would blow dry my hair more. Anyway, I picked one up. I ended up doing a little research and finding the brand that I was interested in. And then I checked on Mercari, and I was able to get one seemingly brand new for half the price retail. So I'm excited to try it out. It is the brand Lifen, I believe is how you pronounce it. There's the spelling of it right there. It's, of course, this cute pink color, which is super fun. But yeah, I'm excited to get some practice in with blow drying my hair. I also picked up a round brush, so we'll try the blowout deal. Clearly, if you've ever been here, my default, especially during the week, tends to be a hair clip in my hair. So I don't like have expectations that I'll be changing my hair care routine all that much. But yeah, I'm excited to try this out. And it's fun. It came with 2 attachments, but they magnetize to the brush or to the unit. So that's cool. I don't know if that adds value per se to the product, but it is fun and very satisfying. Okay, so I think that was all that I had in front of me that I wanted to discuss on this day 2. My desk in front of me right now is kind of a mess. I have a little bit of everything going on. I washed some brushes the other day that those have been sitting out to dry here on my desk. I've got the boxes from my TJ Maxx purchases out here. And then of course today's purchases, a couple other items, and then a couple piles of palettes that are in a like, should we declutter kind of pile. I've pulled it together, so I'm still thinking about it. I kind of also pulled them out so that I use them, and that by using them I can decide whether I want to keep them or not. So not that you can see my desk, but that's what's going on in front of me. All right, let's move on to day 3. Hi there, welcome back, day 3. So today is Valentine's Day, and this is the look that I wore for Valentine's Day today. This has been on for about 10 hours. I am wearing my number 7 tinted moisturizer, number 7 concealer, Sydney Grace loose powder. For bronzer, I have my Sydney Grace cream bronzer in the shade Cinnamon Roll. This is just kind of my go-to bronzer right now. Absolutely love this. My blush is Sydney Grace Wild For You cream blush. We're doing a quick update tonight. Forgive me, I'm just gonna run through all the products real quickly. On my lips for this morning, I started out with Give Me Glow lip liner in the shade Soft Red. It's just a real pretty soft red lip liner. And then I have this old NARS, they call it a Velvet Lip Glide. This is the shade Mineshaft, so I wore that paired with the lip liner. So I wore that this morning. I didn't expect it to last all day, and it certainly didn't, but that's okay. So then throughout the day, I was wearing my Blend Bunny tinted lip oil. This is the shade Love Bite. This is kind of a deep red, and I just reapplied it to my lips here. So it's not super pigmented, but it has just a little bit. And clearly I was going for the kind of red toned shades today. So I'm probably forgetting something, but I think that was everything except my eyes. I'm wearing the same Sochi mascara. Eyebrows are, I think my eyebrows today were my Oma Beauty brow gel, which is just a tinted brow gel. I also wanted to mention that I have this perfume, roll-on perfume from Sydney Grace. It came in their stocked stuffing, and I think I've talked about this before, but I am a huge fan of this. I am not big into perfumes and scents and all of that, but I absolutely love this. I mean, you guys know that I'm a huge fan of Sydney Grace in general, but everything they do is top-notch, and this is no exception. So on my eyes today, this beautiful sheen that you see, this was made by the Glamminatrix Rich Romantic palette. I thought this would be a perfect look for this Wednesday / Valentine's Day / Galentine's Day, whatever the day is for you. I wore the shade Timeless, which is this brown up here, fluffed through my crease. I added in the shade Lover on my outer corner, and I used just a little bit of Passion to line the lids. I wore Charming on kind of the outer portion of my eye, and then Seductive over the majority of my lid, and Romantic, just a little bit of Romantic as an inner corner. It's totally worn away now. Like I mentioned on a previous day, I tend to touch my face, and I especially touch like the inner corners of my eye. So I don't like any products that are too flaky there. This is a super smooth formula, so I didn't have an issue with that. But also I just tend to touch the corners of my eye throughout the day. So I don't expect the shade to last real long. But yeah, that was my look for today. I really enjoy it. I am definitely looking a little oily at this point, but like I've said, that tinted moisturizer, I don't really expect it to last all day. It does better with the setting powder, but even at that, when it fades, I feel like it fades away very nicely, and it doesn't fade away in a patchy sense. So it looks very natural, and when it already looks like skin, when it's on, then as it's fading, it really just continues to look like skin. Now, if I were trying to make this last longer, I could blot and add some more powder. If I was looking for a base product to last longer than my normal day today, I probably wouldn't pick that one. I would find one like my Clinique Even Better, or like my Clinique Even Better. Yeah, that one is probably the best for a long wearing foundation that I have in my collection right now. So yeah, anyway, I also wanted to mention that I used my new Life-In blow dryer last night, and let me just tell you that technology in hair dryers has changed so much. The old hair dryer that I have, that I will be getting rid of at this point, is, I mean, it's 10 years old at least, possibly 15 years old. And it's fine, and it served me well, but I don't tend to blow dry my hair much because I don't feel like it does a great job. But the Life-In blow dryer last night, holy moly, like my whole head of hair was dry in 5 minutes. Nothing, like no time at all. And I have a decent amount of hair, and with my previous blow dryer, it would take forever for it to blow dry. So I was very impressed by that. I need to figure out, a good technique for the round brush, because I picked up one of those as well. But in the meantime, I think it looks nice, and I hope it stays this way for a few days. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I am going to move you along to day 4. Hi Hi there, welcome back to day 4. Here is what's on my face at the end of the day. It's been, I haven't even done the math, probably a solid 11, maybe 12 hours today. So this is how we're looking at the end of the day. The only thing I've touched up is my lip, which today I am wearing my Sydney Grace lip cream in the shade Charissa. This is absolutely one of my favorites. It's the perfect neutral pink nudie kind of shade. You can see it on my lips. I usually go for a little bit more of a pink or a red or a lip color with maybe a little bit more color. But ever since I picked this up, I reach for this all the time. So I'm a big fan. Again, this is the shade Charissa. I have multiple of the lip creams from Sydney Grace, and I think I have a video that I did last summer with all the lip creams that I had at that time. So I can link that in the description if you're curious to see the shades that I've accumulated from the brand. For my base today, I'm wearing my Clinique Even Better foundation. I'm wearing my Bobbi Brown concealer. I wanted a little bit more full glam, full coverage base today compared to the last few days. I'm also wearing my Sydney Grace Cloud 9 powder in Fair. For bronzer today, I'm wearing Rare Beauty cream bronzer. This is the shade Happy Soul. Very pretty shade, although it looks like I've barely used it. And this is nice, but I definitely like the Sydney Grace better. This is just different, something to change it up. My blush for today was Sydney Grace cream blush in Wild For You. I think I wore this in a previous day for this video. It's a beautiful deep peach. In my mind, it's red, but I don't know that it's a true red. It's a very neutral, muted red, if that makes sense. But I love it. It's a beautiful kind of sunburnt shade in the summertime, and I use very little of it, but it blends out so beautifully. And if you didn't know, I highly recommend the cream blush and bronzer and highlighter products from Sydney Grace. In my brows, I have my Uma Beauty brow gel. As far as brow gels go, this is one of the best shade matches I've ever found. It's a really light in depth, slightly cool toned brown, and that's pretty much the shade of my brows. So I have really been enjoying this recently. I'm also wearing my Sochi mascara. And then besides that, I think the only other thing is eyeshadow. Today I wore my Cozy Cabin palette from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This is not the original one that they created. If you're familiar, they had a previous palette. That was before I was into eyeshadow, but they had a previous palette called Cozy Cabin. So this is the newer one that they released last year, 2023, for holiday season. I snagged it. I think this palette is absolutely gorgeous. Today I wore Mint Chocolate in the crease. I combined Fireplace and Chimney for the outer corner-ish. I threw Festive all over the lid, and then I used Chimney as just a little bit very subtle winged liner. I don't even know if you can really see it. It's kind of worn off throughout the day, but that's okay. I've been enjoying just that very subtle liner look, either by itself or with some other eyeshadows on the lid. Of course, in my hair, I'm wearing the small little gold clip from that set I showed. So it's been a little less than a week, but some of the products that I picked up from my TJ Maxx skincare haul, I have been wearing these off and on throughout the week, and no issues. I'm really enjoying the way that everything is working on my skin. These two products in particular, this Black Snail, not only is the packaging absolutely gorgeous, but putting them on my skin, they feel so luxurious. They feel so nice on the skin. They have a scent. I don't believe it's like a fragrance listed in the ingredients, so it must be some of the ingredients that are in the product, but my skin has really enjoyed trying all of these out. And I like this one too. The mister on it is very fine, and it tells you to use a like cotton round or cotton pad. So when I spray the very fine mist onto the cotton pad, it takes a lot of spraying to saturate the pad to then use it on my face. So I may try just like spraying it on and leaving it, or spraying it on and then wiping my face down with the cotton pad. So like I said, this was day 4, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you so much for watching, so much for hanging out. I'd be curious to hear in the comments below which of the 4 looks was your favorite in this video. And please let me know too if you'd like me to continue in this series. I know I kind of started out my channel about indie eyeshadow brands, and don't get me wrong, I still very much enjoy indie eyeshadow brands, but the last month or 2 months, I've been kind of withdrawn from the indie eyeshadow world, not in a bad way, kind of one of those, I needed a mental break, nothing wrong with it, but I haven't been drawn back in just yet. And so I really genuinely haven't bought, I bought this Artitude Cosmetics water activated liner palette, and this is absolutely gorgeous. But as far as like staying on top of the new releases, which is a whole thing in the indie eyeshadow world, and it's very fun, but I just haven't found myself investing in any new products yet. Part of it is I think I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by my collection, and while the things that I have I enjoy, there's also things like I feel like I'm not getting enough use out of. So now I'm at a point of figuring out, do I want to pass on some of the eyeshadow palettes that I have that there's nothing wrong with them, but if I'm not reaching for them, should I pass them along? And then that opens up room to just love and enjoy what I have, and or if something really piques my interest, I can bring that in. Or do I want to continue to use those that are making me question whether I should keep them and really making myself invest in that palette to decide if, before letting myself let it go or bring something new into my collection. So curious how you think through that process for yourself. Maybe you are more cautious on the front end of what products you bring into your collection. Definitely all up until probably last summer, I was incredibly cautious and hardly ever bought, especially eyeshadow palettes. I only invested in certain ones, but I really, in a good way, let loose and really let myself just try new things and enjoy new things over the last 6 or 9 months. And like I said, I've enjoyed that, but now I'm just trying to figure out what direction I want to take next. So ramble over. Love chatting about makeup, love chatting about eyeshadows. If you have any thoughts, let's continue those in the comments. I do love responding to comments, and I know it's been a hot minute since I posted on YouTube too. Part of that's just life, and part of that is, like I said, figuring out what that balance looks like for investing in new makeup. So thank you so much once again for joining me here today, and I'll catch you later.